Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody, where you're tuning in from. We are back with the Vibe Online episode number 11 with myself, Karen, and Megan.
Hello, guys.
And we are going to talk today about offline events. So we did actually previously re-record this and my computer crashed and I lost the recording. So take two. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to share about all the offline opportunities that we do as well as online. And Megan was in Europe at the 15-year anniversary for the business in Dusseldorf, was it, Meg?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dusseldorf.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick Meg's brains because I wasn't there. I couldn't make the event, and find out all about it. And I'm sure some of the listeners will have seen your content and stories that you've put up on your socials, as well as everybody else, and Lisa and Tristan and Bailey and everybody else that was there. So how was the event?
Oh gosh, it was amazing. These events are always incredible, but it was the first event that I'd attended that was with the company that we partner with. So the previous events that I've been to, or that we've been to as well, have been like our larger community events, which are incredible, and they're global. And this event in particular, that was in Germany. It was celebrating the 15 years anniversary of um, this business being thriving in Europe. So the listeners and stuff will probably know because we mentioned it before, but the company that we partner with, they're 49 years old. They're a Japanese company, originate from there, and they've migrated to now they've got about 40, what is it, 43 offices,
Yeah.
and in 25 locations all over the world. So they're really,
Are you still there, Meg? Have I lost you?
here, like so many of us there. And I think the sheer size of the event was just amazing. There was 2,000 people there in this huge hotel in Germany from 37 different countries, all coming together. It was a 2-day event, and there was speakers on both days. There was about 30 speakers across the 2 days, and it was just wonderful, to connect with other people that do the business and hear all about their journey and their story, because everyone is so independent in this. We're independent distributors, so our journeys are very, very individual and unique to ourselves. So to listen to the speakers on stage and hear where they've come from and how far they've come and what they're doing now, and then being able to connect with people on the day that you wouldn't usually get access to, because we're in our communities and stuff. So that kind of wider community of the global community was really, really eye-opening to see the expansion of this opportunity, and seeing where it is now, how far it's come, and also seeing where it's going to go to in the future.
Yeah, amazing. So when you met everybody else from all the different communities, we're all under the same business model, but in all the different communities, I guess that you had the opportunity then to speak to them as to how they run their businesses, because it is very personal to each individual how we run our businesses. We all run them very differently because we've all got very different lives. But ultimately, the end goal for everybody is to have the true freedom and the true health. So a lot of them are purely just offline, aren't they? Some of them aren't even online yet. So what did you take away from that? What was their kind of like take on the business and their energy, and what did they feed? Did they give you any tips?
It's like to know that you can do this business anywhere, however you like, whether that's online or offline, in any of your own unique way, is quite a beautiful thing, because you get to nurture that in what feels right for you. Because what we do is we build this business off of connections, human connections, and intuition and energy with one another. We get to spread and share true health with people, and however you choose to do that is entirely your decision. So when you're in a room full of thousands of people that all do things so individually. You know, we all work with the same business model, but we all get to choose how we share that health with other people. So they're offline and they've been able to grow their organizations and their businesses still so rapidly, you know, within a couple of years, maybe 5 years, 6, 10 years. And their success is phenomenal if you think about it offline. And that's really great for offline, because if you think about a traditional business, say that you had a shop or something like that, you may not do like a turnover or a good profit 3, 5, 6 years, maybe you might be looking at, right? So we're very lucky with this business model, the way that the commission structured, that, you know, we get incredible returns and pretty quickly as well. So that was great. And they were fascinated with the way that we do things online.
Really?
Yeah, they were. Ryan Felix, he was on stage and he gave a speech, and he was kind of like the frontliner for people that have done things online and taken the systems online. You know, he played a big part with Nate as well to create these systems and this automation for us online.
Yeah.
Which hugely grateful for, you know, because we wouldn't be in this position right now. I wouldn't have found this opportunity without that.
Yeah, that's true.
So people were fascinated. They're like, you do things online? How does that work? And we're like, well, how does offline work?
Yeah.
Because we don't know much different, but of course you get to choose. So, and it was great to kind of share what we do, how we use social media, how we use advertising to give us that automation and accelerate our businesses, because we're able to, if you think about it in the offline world and with traditional business as well, you're going, like, you're meeting people face to face, which is fantastic. You get to have that human connection, but you can only meet with one person like a day, or like a couple of people a
Yeah.
day, or whatever. If you think about the travel and meeting them and spending that time with them and things, and even then you're not really guaranteed any results from it. However, what we do online, and, you know, we use a funneling system and we have the advertising, which allows us to connect with 10, 15, 20 people a day. You wouldn't be able to do that offline. So
Yeah, no
you can
way.
imagine, yeah, you can imagine the acceleration, and they were just fascinated by it, you know,
Yeah.
using those systems. But that's the great thing about this, is that we're able to share with everyone. You know, we don't
Yeah.
keep things to ourselves. We've said that in podcasts before. We don't keep this stuff to ourselves. We're happy to share it with everyone. It's part of the reason why we've done this podcast, is to share this education with people out
That's
there,
it. Yeah, definitely.
our listeners and our viewers and things, and even people that are within the business with us, maybe just starting out or have experience with it, or people that have never, you know, looked into online, and perhaps you've just come across the podcast, and if so, then welcome.
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying this one. Do listen to the others. But yeah, it was fascinating to see so many different variations of people. You know, you had young people there, you had like a lot of older generation people there as well. There was a speaker, he was 74 years old. He had never had any, he's 74 years old when he was speaking on stage. He
Wow.
started this business when he was 60.
Wow.
He had no experience whatsoever. So just like a lot of us that kind of come into this, we
Yeah.
have no experience previously. But he started at 60. And you would think that he'd be, you know, relaxing, enjoying his retirement, whatever it might be. But unfortunately, like a lot of society these days, you know, you can't have that. You just don't have that freedom to have that kind of retirement that you might wish for.
Yeah.
So he came into this, and within 14 years, he has built an incredible organization. He's still going now, and he looks younger now than he did when he was 60,
Oh, amazing. Purely because of the business. Yeah.
purely because of the business and the phenomenal products that have kept him, you know, young and fit and healthy.
Yeah. Wow. And that's great to kind of hear, because there are, like, I've had people on calls with me and they're like, I think I'm too old for this. Like, I think I'm too long in the tooth, and you know, I'm just going to stay where I'm at. And but why not do it? Like, it's so easy, isn't it? And if you're going to experience, like he did, all the health benefits that come from the products that we use to live a longer, happier life with complete freedom, then why would you not want to do it? It's incredible. And it's also nice to know that we actually do have people that join the community and join the business at 60 as well. So
Yeah.
it's great. So it is, I think, slowly kind of people, it obviously take time to get over the fear and the mindset and everything and be like, "Oh, I don't know if it's for me." And then when they step into it, it's nice to see that they're actually like, wow, why did I not find this sooner? Now, that's certainly how I'm like, how the hell did I not know about this? Like 20 years ago, the company's been around for 50 years next year. Like, where have I been hiding under a rock? And then all the offline events, and then you get to meet so many people. Like, I mean, how was it when you saw the CEO, Mr. O, on stage? I mean, that must have been an experience and a half.
Wow.
He's incredible, isn't he?
He's phenomenal, and the energy in the room, people were roaring when he entered the room. It was the support and love that we all have for this gentleman that has created this is beyond anything that you can imagine. He's not just a CEO of a business. He lives and breathes this mission. It runs through his veins quite literally. And he stood on stage and he gave his speech, and the passion and drive that flows through him, because all he's ever wanted and all he ever started this for was to spread true health with people across the world.
Yeah,
That is in those three core areas. You know, they recognized what are the big major issues that are happening in our society today, and what do we need to tackle to make things better? Well, our physical health,
yeah,
you know, our physical health, our bodily health, our mental or metaphysical health, you know,
yeah,
our peace of mind, and our financial health,
yeah. It
you know, for
really
the
is like
economy.
the vision he had when he started this to do that, to create the true health across all those pillars is really something special, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And he drives off compassion, you know, human
Yeah.
connection, human drive, human compassion. And, you know, we are in direct sales, we're in a sales, but you would never think for a second, nothing in his speech, nothing that he spoke about sales.
No.
Nothing at all. It was all about human connection, sharing health, you
Yeah.
know, loving each other, helping each other, and helping humanity in
Yeah.
every single way. You know, the products that we partner with, they give you optimal health, bodily, and also they protect our environment.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
Absolutely. And
know,
that's massive, isn't it? Like, saving the oceans, saving as much as we possibly can, and health and sustainability is huge. Everybody now, from say even like 15, 20 years ago, nobody cared so much as what people do now. So I mean it's huge for him to have that vision almost 50 years ago, is like, yeah, I'd love to be able to get inside his brain and tap into it, and we obviously are aware of the vision and the mission statement of the company, which is just incredible. But yeah, it blows me away, this business, with everything that you get. And I think
yeah, yeah,
with having the option and the added benefits of being able to choose if you want to go to an offline event, or you want to just stay online. But networking, we are in network marketing, and networking is so important. Like, go and speak to people. Like, I love meeting new people. Like, for example, as you know, I was down in Cornwall last night at the watering hole, and maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, before I started this business, I would not have the confidence to just go up and speak to people. And that's another massive part that has changed me from coming into this business. So last night I was like, oh, just chatting to people. I heard a few Scottish accents. So I was like, oh, there we go. Chatting to so many people. And then the next minute I'm on my own. I'd lost my friend. And I'm away with a group of people, like, having a dance, listening to Arrested Development. The atmosphere was amazing. And I was like, do you know what? This is what life is all about.
mm,
If I hadn't joined this business and gone through everything I've gone through in my own growth and my own personal development and mindset, I'd never be experiencing that. I would not be living the life that I'm living right now, and not be able to network and go to the offline events. So I think massively our advice to you guys is, if you get the opportunity to go to an offline event, go with it. you know, if you invest in yourself and in your business, what you get in return is priceless. You cannot put a price on it. So I'm obviously going off to Vegas in July, which I'm so excited about. I cannot wait.
Is that the 20th anniversary that's happening there?
That's the 20th anniversary in America. So yeah, pretty special again, isn't
It's
it?
going to be phenomenal. You're going to have an incredible time. An incredible
Yeah.
time.
So that'll be good to meet yet another group of people from the Well, there'll be people from the globe all coming anyway, but to meet a lot of the American teams and stuff will be amazing. We've just had a UK office open up as well, so there'll be a UK event in time, I'm sure. So yeah, just if you're in network marketing, if you're listening to this, if you've, like Meg said, if you've just come across us, then welcome, follow us along on socials. If you are looking to get into online businesses and you wonder what the hell we're talking about, then check us out, drop us a message. But the power of these offline events are incredible, and that's what we wanted to share today, was just the energy you have in the room. I mean, the events that we've been to together were pretty special. But what you've just experienced in Germany was like a whole different level.
Yeah, it totally was. And I second that. If anybody ever gets an opportunity to go to one of these events, it you just can't compare it to anything else. Like experiencing that firsthand, offline, because you meet these people online. You know, you may be speaking to me or Karen, or you've got your own community, and you meet these people online, and then you get to meet them offline. I mean, I remember the first time I met you, Karen, offline, and we was
Oh my God.
screaming like little
I
girls.
know.
Oh my gosh.
She's real. She's real. Like I can touch her. It was so funny.
And then, you know, we went to Rise and things together in London, and you know, you make these incredible friendships. And it's so true. Like I resonate with you about being nervous and struggling to kind of like make conversation with people and
Yeah.
network with people. But that's the beautiful thing about this, is that when you go on this growth journey, and it's part of the mission as well, guys, like building that confidence, being able to have that, you know, human connection, that confidence to build yourself as a person, to then feel like you said there that you felt incredible because you looked around yourself. You're like, right, well, I'm in this position.
Yeah.
You know, how did I get here? It's all from the, you know, the process that you go through, and it nourishes you
Yeah.
as an individual, nourishes more relationships, and it's just a great journey. And I think one of the biggest things that I took away from that weekend is just the sheer scalability of where this is going,
Yeah.
you know, already there are 200,000 households that, you know, are experiencing this health across Europe, and you know they are expanding at rapid rates. You know, within 5 years they're going to be 10 timesing what they are currently now. You can imagine how many lives are going to be changed,
Yeah.
and it's a beautiful thing to be a part of, and to experience the growth yourself, experience the health yourself, give that to your family as well, share it with your friends, but also help towards changing other people's lives by just sharing it out of pure kindness
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
wanting the best for people.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, these are
that is really it, isn't it? Is just sharing the experience and letting people sort of have a taste of what it is that we have. And you know, we just we're just there to help and educate. That's purely it. But you know, there's so many benefits from this, and the more we can share with people to experience it, then it's just spreading that true health across the globe, which is the mission statement of the company, or part of it. You know, we want everybody to experience the experiences that we have from the products, the business, the growth, the environments that we now are in, less toxic environments, more wholesome environments, more honesty, safe places, and just being true to each other and true to yourself as well, which is really important.
Yeah, I think that's a key point, isn't it? Being true to yourself, being authentic to yourself,
Yeah.
and being able to live in your truth. You know, your own true health, and that means being true to yourself in your
Yeah,
mind as well as your body,
yeah,
you know. And then, you know, you put that work in and the finances just follow.
yeah, yeah,
That's
that's
really
it. I know. And it's a scary step, isn't it? It's a scary step to go to these offline events as well, because you're like
of
initially
course.
like, oh God. But if you don't do it, you don't grow. Like you have to push yourself out of these comfort zones. God, if we hadn't done what we've done over the last year and a bit in the business, we would still be sitting where we were, not confident in speaking to people and not confident to creating these experiences for ourselves and attending these events to meet as many people as you can and learn and develop yourself. So yeah, it's really, really, really important. Life is all about learning. It's one massive long journey, isn't it? So you learn every single day.
Mm.
And even just connecting with people, you're learning something.
Yeah, and I think the great thing about these events as well is that they're not like, I say not super formal, but what I mean by that is like there's people of all ages, all backgrounds, all levels of business, like people that, you know, haven't even fully started their business yet, all the way up to people that have been in the business for years and,
Yeah.
you know, are incredibly successful, maybe on stage. But you could be sitting next to that person, having been the person that's literally just started your business, seeing maybe
Yeah.
someone that has, you know, tons more experience. But we all know where we come from because we all start in the same place.
Yeah.
We all start in the same place, and there is no like there's it's just community. Like I can't put a better word on it than just a really humble, safe space community that we all just thrive together with and elevate each other. So
Yeah.
even if you're listening to us and you haven't yet started your business, but you know you're working towards it, you've just started out, like go to these events. You may be scared, like it's totally normal as well.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm going to be meeting these strangers, even though they're not strangers. You're speaking to them online for the last like 6 months, I think it was, before I met you guys, and I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
how's
Yeah.
it going to be? But I tell you now, if you don't take that step, you're not going to overcome that, and you're also not going to experience the incredible experiences that you're going to have when you are with those people,
Yeah.
and you will have serious FOMO.
Yeah, you will. I know. Well, I did, didn't I? So for 6 months, I was like, I let the fear take over. I was absolutely terrified. And I sat and like, I used Instagram as a people watching tool. And I watched Lisa on her journey and she grew and she developed and her confidence started to increase. And then she started living this life. And then she became full-time online and left her job. And I was like, okay, so this has happened over 6 months of me watching her, which is not a long time at all.
Mm,
I need to get back in touch with this girl. So yeah, I could have very much gone down a different path and lived a different life if I hadn't faced the fear and just went with it and listened to my intuition, because it's like I know I can live this life and I know I can do it. I just have to not be scared to start.
mm, mm,
And that really is it, is every single day you face some kind of fear in your life. And you know, anything, people have like fear of getting on the train and going to work or getting in the car and driving, or you know, going to the gym for the first time on your own because you feel intimidated. All these things, if you don't do it and step out of that comfort zone that nobody likes to do, you'll never experience what you actually really want to experience.
mm.
And then you'll always sit back and like be like, oh, if only I had done that. Well, don't be that person. Don't sit back and be like, if only I had done that, if only I had booked that offline event, if only I had invested in myself, if only I had reached out and spoke to Karen and Megan. You know, do what scares you and do it every day, because it
Yeah,
completely changes your life.
it really does, and you will never know it until you take the step. Like you really
Yeah.
won't. But yeah, these like if you can go to these events, like they are life changing. I've had a couple of like serious breakthrough moments being at these events because the energy that you feel in the rooms and the people that you listen to on stage, they I don't know, sometimes you can hear things over and over and over again, but it's when a certain someone says it in a certain way that it then clicks.
Yes.
And that happens on these kind of events.
Yeah.
So get onto them, guys, if you get an opportunity. 100%.
Yeah.
We will probably very much likely be sharing more about events as we go through this year, because we have a few coming up,
We
which is very
do.
exciting. It's probably the busiest year for events so far since I've been in the business, but I am absolutely buzzing for it, and I'm so pleased I'm back in the UK.
I know, and you can come to them all. It's
I can come to
amazing.
them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it's going to be phenomenal, but you are going to have an incredible time at the event next month. So we will have another podcast next
Yeah.
month after you have been to the event in the US,
Yep.
and we will hear all about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I will share it all. And then, yeah, we will share the other events that we will be going to as well, because there's so much excitement coming up. I
Yeah,
can't wait.
and they're not all the same, guys. So
I know, I cannot wait to share my event that I'm running.
yes,
Cannot wait.
here we
So
go.
I'm
It's going to
just
be
going to
amazing.
drop that in there, guys. I'm not going to give too much away just now, but
You have
I
to
am
stay
running
tuned.
an offline event in August for the community, for Liberated Movement community. So watch this space. We'll be back to share it all and other events. So I hope you've enjoyed the podcast. I hope you love hearing about me and Meg and how we just waffle on and sometimes just go off in tangents, but that's us. That's what we do. We just love to do that. And if you have any questions, fire them to us. Jump in our inbox. Get in contact with one of us or somebody else in the community. We're all just here to help and answer you and help you in any way that we can. So if you want to come to an offline event, get going. Choose what you want to do, get your ticket and go for it. And hopefully we'll see you there.
That's it, guys. Have an incredible rest of your afternoon, your morning, wherever you are in the world, whenever you're listening to this. Do subscribe to the podcast if you're enjoying it, and yeah, give us some feedback. And we really look forward to joining you in the next one.
So we'll see you next week, guys.
Take care.